Hey everyone, Todd here, internalarchitect.com, and in today's video, I want to discuss kind of a kind of a 500-pound gorilla in the room here, and that's called conquering your internal enemies. And that can be taken in a lot of different ways, but in this particular video, I want to talk about working through what I call self-doubt, and kind of working through your ego of bad talk that goes on about you being able to do something or not do something. And it can be a very, very powerful distractor when it comes to really motivating yourself for doing something that you really are feeling passionate about, or you are working to try to find something that you're passionate about, right? Now that self-doubt just kind of sits there in your head, just kind of, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. And that really is destructive in so many ways. Working to understand and realize that it triggers yourself into not becoming more productive, right? So biggest thing that you can really start doing is understanding the trigger and understanding when that self-doubt and when that negative self-talk starts kicking in, that you become aware of it. Like, oh man, I don't know if I can make that happen. I don't know if I can climb that hill. I don't know if I can, and once you start realizing that you're saying that to yourself, then you can start working on and working through that negative self-talk. Now, I went through a lot of it going through treatment, like after the first half dozen rounds of chemotherapy, I was, after each one, I was, you go through a lot of, your body is just wrecked. You feel like shit. You got chemo brain. You're all the above going on, right? And you start to really see the talk happen as you're in the middle of it, going, man, I don't know if I care to keep doing this anymore. I don't know if I care to fight anymore. And that is where the power of understanding and realizing that you can do it, and to change that mindset to positive energy and positive talk, saying, I can do this. This feels really bad right now, but I will get through this, and then I got things I need to accomplish afterwards, right? That's what it is at the end of the day, is changing that mindset, changing that self-doubt and that negative self-talk into something that is going to motivate you into doing something good and something positive. Now, as a new survivor, you are constantly going to be dealing with changes and situations where there's a lot of fear and there's a lot of angst coming into the next bit of time. And especially now that you are a survivor, you're spending more time living in the now, living right now, not thinking too much about the future, hopefully not thinking about too much in the past, and just focusing on right now and focusing on how you can make yourself better and even your family better right now. And as you kind of start to work through that, and as time goes on, that you start triggering, or you start realizing your triggers in the negative self-talk, you start opening up, you start understanding that there's so much more out there, and you become you become more aware of that situation. A good way to help kind of jumpstart this, I have found, is through mind mapping. And what it does is it helps create, or it helps you focus and see everything that is going on in your head, right? I've always been a big fan of reading, and I've always been a big fan of talking about ideas, but mostly just trying to keep things semi-private. And mind mapping is a way to kind of do both. You're able to write down everything that goes on in your head and get it on the paper and get it onto a place where it's visually being seen by you. And then from there, you can start kind of working on the little bits and pieces, each and every day. And it's a good way to help you motivate. It's a good way to start quieting that negative self-talk and that self-doubt, and it kind of starts to help focus you into a direction that is going to bring that peace into your life that you are really looking for. Highly recommend you try doing this, and the best way to do it is spend about 30 minutes in a room, no distractions. So that means no kids, no cell phones, no TV, no wife or husband, or anything else. No books, no anything, just plain quiet area. If you meditate, that's the place to do it at, right? And spend 30 minutes and start writing everything down that is going on in your head. And you start in the center, the very center of this thing, of a piece of paper, my mind map. And then every single idea, every single negative thought, every single, everything that goes on, you write it down. You write it, and then you can start to organize it and how you put it together, right? And or how it all comes together. And then at the end of the exercise, it looks like this big spider web of stuff. And then you can start going through it and organizing it and even outlining stuff if you've had ideas that have been in your head for years and you want to try to organize them, say, into a book or into a if you're really active and say you're into bicycling, there's a big ride that you want to do. Got all this, you start putting stuff into a bucket list of things that you want to accomplish during this, or a big bucket list of what you want to accomplish in your life. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you do it, and I feel it has helped me tremendously when I started mind mapping all of my ideas, all of my goals, and my bucket list of stuff, because then it was there. It was easy to see, and I can start moving forward in accomplishing those goals and those ideas and those things on my bucket list to start doing, right? So take that into consideration, and also, remember that this is something that takes time. This is something that doesn't happen overnight. You can't snap your fingers and bam, I'm at peace. My life is the best. This is something that takes time, and that might even take years. But if you can start chipping away at those things and figuring out that path, which is why I designed Internal Architect to begin with, then you can start really focusing on what is truly important in your life. And what is truly important in your life really comes down into the peace that I think we're all kind of looking for after cancer. So if you have any questions, by all means, hit me in the comments below. Sorry if I was rambling on a little bit, but I'm getting better at the video stuff. And hit subscribe in there too, so you can get notifications when I update and upload new content. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.